Hey guys, welcome back. So today on Modern Masters Auto, we have a 2014 C63 Edition 507. Say that 10 times fast. We are going to pull the valve covers off. The customer tried to replace some cam phasers himself. Didn't work out so great. Valve covers are leaking. He didn't get the other side done. So we're gonna pull it all apart. We're gonna reseal the valve covers. We're gonna check his handiwork on the cam phasers he did do. We're gonna do the side he didn't do, inspect all the cams, and then we're gonna button this thing up, get it back ready for the streets. And I will mention later, the wheels are for sale. I bought them from him. Hopefully one of you guys will want them. So without further ado, let's get started. But let's take a look at what we got here today. Wow, look at this. Look at the best part of this car is the wheels. They are for sale. He has this awesome hood strut brace. I have the same one on my car. And Rusty's car, it really works out. Our buddy Nick runs them too, front and rear. Really nice. Is this WiseTech Engineering oil filter housing cap. I was gonna say billet, but I don't know if it's billet or a lot of their stuff isn't billet. It's cast, so I wasn't sure, but it kind of feels billety. I don't know. Is billety a word? Is that how you would say that? If something's made out of billet, does it feel billety, or is that a word ability? I don't know. Leave a comment down below. But check this thing out, very clean. He's got some VRP headers in there looking beautiful. He has leaking valve cover gaskets because he did it himself. So probably shouldn't do that. Leave it to the professionals. Nice hoodie, Rusty.
Thank you.
But it's getting late. Let's get this thing apart. All right guys, so first things first, we are going to set the crank at 40 degrees.
Oh, we don't have to go far.
Is it almost there?
Yeah, almost there, yeah.
That's cool. Rusty is dialing this precisely to 40 degrees. This is what, to put it at 40 degrees, you'll want to use a 27mm socket, a little stubby like that, and that will get in there and that will turn it. Now we will work on pulling the valve covers off. We're going to check the state of the current timing of the cam plates he already did, the cams, and then we will do the other bank. All right guys, a couple things we need to do while we're pulling hardware out of this engine is we need to set down our liquid moly cake pan holder anti-scratch pad. Set that down so we have a nice resting spot for our cake pan. And then that's where we put our hardware. And if you didn't know, liquid moly motor oils and additives are the best because if it was AMSOIL, that cake pan would probably blow off there. Take them. Luckily, the customer labeled these just in case you mix these up, because you don't want to mix these up. If you mix these up, like let's say you put 7 over a 3, you're really going to confuse somebody because everybody knows 7, 8, 9. Get it? 7, 8, 9.
That makes sense. It must be why 6 is afraid of 7.
100%. 100%. All right, let's pop these valve covers off. I like to start with the brackets here in the front, just because it gives you more wiggle room to move the harness around. If you forget to do it, you're gonna have to do it later anyway. So get those brackets undone. I'm guessing he did this side because the bracket, once I unscrewed it, just fell out and the factory clips and zip ties are missing. So my guess is he did this one. He told me which one he did, but I wasn't listening. So we're just gonna find out because this one's all unmolested and untouched. I'll show you guys. There's one pain in the butt one.
All right.
Yeah.
I got your ratchet.
You need a wobbly one.
Nope.
What do you use?
Well, I'll show you. Or, in this case, you could have just used your fingers.
It's that loose, right?
Yeah.
So was the other one. I wonder why these valve cover gaskets are leaking. The correct way to do that is to have the T30 with a good wobbly and then an extension going down to it, and that will get it every time. Ha! I knew it was that side that he did. I was right. Ta-da! So these are the cam plates we will be doing today, and we will be using the VRP cam plates, the best cam plates in the business. And here we have the VRP hardened cam plates. They come in this magical bag of hardened cam platesness. They're beautiful and perfect in every way. These are the best cam plates you can get company-wise. They ship out quickly. They're always in stock. They're USA made. Everything about them is made in America. The United States of America, not the north part of America, but the United States of America. So if you guys want cam plates, please, please, please reach out. We will get you these VRP ones so you can get these ones, or you can get their stage 10 ones that has a special billet insert inside of it. Either way, I like these. We want you guys to like these as well, so give us a call. We'll get you a good deal on these. VRPspeed.com. Oh, Nikes. Nikes. Dun, dun, dun. Oh boy. Look at this, guys. This thing is gonna need some cams. That thing is starting to get like round and flat. I mean, you can just feel it's literally like smooth. Well, not smooth, but it's like there's a little plateau here versus it just being like bloop, and it feels gritty, sandy. And this is a 507 C63. So even these guys, this is a 14 507 C63 coupe. Even these guys fall prey to the bad cams.
This one back here is a little
look
discolored there, so I was trying to investigate that. But
yeah, look at the wear on that. If you look closely, you can tell that wear is probably from just not a good quality oil, probably an AMSOIL or something early on in its life. Ooh, man. He is not going to be happy to hear that. So if you're watching this video, Ron, I'm sorry, but my friend, so far you need at least one intake cam. So basically you need VRP cams with the extra horsepower and chop. So not a huge deal because I know you like horsepower. We'll get you some VRP cams, but we got to get it back together for now because that's something he's going to have to save up for. Let's get this side apart and take a gander. Just a quick note, guys, about this. I'm not expecting that. Neither was Rusty. I don't even think the customer was expecting that. I think he said he looked at all of it. Obviously, he missed that, but yeah. How crazy is that? To find some carnage hidden inside this low mileage P31 edition 507 C63. Oh, and it's usually not even these lows. It's usually the next two. So I'm really curious what those bad boys look like. We'll have to, when we're done, we'll have to spin it around and check those out as well, because it's usually these two. All right, let's pull this bad boy out.
awful wet back here.
Oh, let's see. Look at that. There is a load of oil in the back of this. He said it was pissing out. He wasn't lying. Flip it over so I can see the gasket was rolled over. Look at that. It was rolled over right there. Look at that corner. Right smushed here. Down. Yep. That will just not do. That's it. So Ron, that's your leak right there, buddy. Gasket is toast. Let's inspect these cams. Look at them shiny VRP cam plates. The fact that these are both like up in the same direction, these pieces right here, that's a good sign that it's in time. The rest of them look okay, right?
Yeah, I mean this one here is starting to break apart in the back here.
All right, let's check timing. Grab the plate for the back of the head just so we can see if it's in time.
It is.
And then we will make sure there's no play here. And then we'll just see if there's any play on this side, just so we know. So Rusty verified the cam phasers are in time, and look at that, the bracket. Would you call it the bracket? What would you call that?
I would call it a timing bracket.
Okay, the timing bracket lines up with the back cams back there. So this is in time. And now that we're on the side where we're gonna work on, we'll go ahead and lock the cams in time so they can't move. And then we'll remove the front cam phaser plate there so we can get this bad boy apart and repair these.
All right, let's take these front cam covers off. You have both of your position sensors here. And then there's a ground wire in the center. And we just pop this bad boy off of here. You are going to make a little bit of a mess with oil. And we're going to gently set that out of the way and pull out this squiggly gasket. Always make sure you replace these. Very common oil leak on these cars.
All right, we're gonna get this oil cleaned up before it drips everywhere. All right, guys, so we're gonna test and see if we can see any play in the cam phasers. And look at that. All right, show me the other one. Yeah, look at that, back and forth. The intakes are never as bad as the exhaust. Show me that exhaust again. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that at RPM, that is a lot. So we want to check that with a 1 1/8" wrench on there. Just check that. And if it has any movement, they need replaced. Let's check the new ones he did on the other side. Let's test his work. Oh, absolutely no play. Yeah, nothing. Those VRP cam plates are the bee's knees, people. So you'll put your locking plate on there, and then you'll be able to loosen up the cam bolts, pull this bad boy apart. All right, Rusty. Me and the guys wanted to tell you happy birthday. Look at this. Happy birthday, Ernesto. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ernesto. Happy birthday to you. Yay! All right, let's give him his awesome card. Happy birthday. Rusty is 34 years old. Welcome to Team 34. Happy birthday to my best friend and my awesome staff for doing everything. Ah! Do you have a birthday wish, Rusty?
To not be 34.
Well, we'll see if I can make that happen. All right, so once those are locked down, you'll grab your 18 and loosen them up. Slow and steady wins the race. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Just kidding. Gotcha, guys. I gotcha. Rusty really didn't flinch, but you guys probably did. I also like to stuff a pig mat down there, so if any oil falls out, it catches it. I gotta take this hoodie off, man. I'm freaking melting over here.
Anytime you pop one of these off, there is a little friction washer in here. Sometimes it likes to stick on the cam. Make sure it's not on there by grabbing your finger, feeling that, because if that slides off and falls down that hole, you're gonna have a bad day. But today is a good day, because it's still in here.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can go 2 for 2. All right, like Rusty said, our friction washer is still in there. You can see it moving around. So we don't have to worry about it being stuck on the end of the cam. All right, guys, so we have that off there, and we have both phasers. Rusty's about to take them over to the table and rebuild them. But just to save us some time, Anthony, go ahead and insert the last video that we rebuilt them, just to give them the 411 on how to rebuild those cam phaser plates.
Okay, so I like to do these one at a time. That way the plates have no chance of getting mixed up. Back when these plates first got released, there was no marking or anything that would tell you if it was an intake or exhaust. So my only way of matching them up was to actually match them up with the plate that came out. So it's just a habit of mine. I'll probably always do it this way. But there is now a mark on the back of the plate where it says AUS. You will line that up with the case. It says AUS right there. And the intake cam will say EIN, E-I-N. So even though they are labeled now, for years I've been doing it, just matching them up. And it's a lot easier just to do one at a time instead of breaking all of them apart and having parts everywhere. So do one at a time, match up the plate, and we'll start going back together. So you will grab this pin here, it's in the back, line up with the hole in the back of the plate here. Lock that in. Now some companies do have you reuse these pins, but these come with new ones. So we'll use new pin and the new spring for the pin. Put this center section in here first. Line it up with the hole. Make sure that moves nice and freely, and you'll see where that hole is in the plate. You're gonna line that up and then drop in your new pin and your new spring. And you grab your back gears here. I'm not gonna bolt it in just yet, but it holds it up off the ground. And this is the most important piece. You cannot get these new. This is the little plastic stopper, and that's gonna go off right there. I've dropped them multiple times and spent, a half hour on the floor trying to find this bad boy that goes shooting out of there. So make sure you have that plastic part there. It's very important. Now you can put our front plate on, spin the back so the holes line up, and we're just gonna finger tight put these bolts in here, and I'll torque all of these phasers together at once they're all assembled. But this will keep everything together for me. Just snug them up. Also, all of these tone rings, they are identical for each cam, so if you get them mixed up, it's okay. Don't freak out. They can be changed up. It's just the plates inside that matter. So move on to the next one. Let's do an intake. So we'll do an intake next. You can see right here, EIN for intake. So match up intake plate with the old intake plate. And you can see how pins are on the same side as the plate, whereas in the exhaust, the pin is on the opposite side of the plate. That's the only difference. Make sure you put a rag down, and you don't have to get this thing super tight or anything, just so it doesn't spin while you're trying to torque it. It's a little bit of pressure. Definitely don't want to deform it or leave any marks or anything on there, but put a rag down, and we're going to be torquing these to 15 Newton meters, but you don't want to go just all like 15 Newton meters straight away all at once. I like to do it in stages. Doesn't really matter how much, but I usually go about 8 Newton meters at first. So right there is 8. Just work your way around. There's 8. And the next stage, I'll do 12. And finally, I'll do 15. There's a lot of moving parts in here, so you don't want to have anything bind by twisting the metal by torquing one side tighter than the other. So you definitely want to go in stages. Same theory as torquing maybe a valve body in a car or even head bolts. You want to keep that metal from twisting, so everything wants to be even. So we'll go to 12. And finally 15. And now you should hear the beep once I've reached 15 Newton meters. All right, all torqued up. Now we just have to reinstall.
All right, guys, so Rusty went ahead and has our cam plates built now. As you've seen in the previous video of how to build them, these are the old ones. Look at that, worn out. Then we have the new VRP plates installed. And then we have Rusty has got us these bad boys, our new washers, and our new cam bolts. He got these from SDP Euro. Nice. Nice, guys. All right, let's get this on to this. Let's do it.
All right, guys, going back together, what you want to do first is verify that you're still at the 40-degree mark on the crank, which looks good, just because sometimes whenever you're really torquing those cam bolts off of there, it can jostle some things around and turn that crank a little bit. So before you go back together, always make sure that the crank is still at 40 degrees, and then you will have your locking tool that's going to hold the tension on this here. All I have to do is go get my tool and I'll suck that together. And we're going to place our new friction washer in here. So I will grab a socket, and as I tighten that up, you'll see that these teeth will start to mesh together. And once they're straight, they will slide right onto the cam gear. So it looks pretty good to me. And then for this portion, you will need to take off the bar that was up front here, and you have just the locking plate in the back. That's gonna hold the cams in time for you, because this cam gear cannot slide on the whole way with this locking tool in place with that black bar on there. You also wanna make sure you're installing the right cam gear into the right spot. So if you look here, this one is the exhaust. It says AUS right there. So AUS is exhaust, so we're going to put that onto the exhaust cam. We're going to push that back the whole way. And you grab your new bolt and your tone ring here, and you're just going to loosely install those. And always make sure you replace the friction washers and the bolts whenever you do this. Pretty much any bolt that has a torque spec with a angle turn, like a 90 degree or 45 degree, 180 degree turn, that is a stretch bolt and it cannot be reused. And since that friction washer is the only thing really keeping this in time is just for the friction, you want to make sure it's a brand new rough friction washer. What I like to do is I like to get my 18mm ratchet wrench, and I'll just draw everything in, not tight, but flat, so you feel the phaser contact the face of the cam, and I back it off about a quarter turn, and that lets me have some free spin of that tone ring there, so I can still time everything. And then we will have to take off our locking tool here, and now we move on to the next one. Same thing, new friction washer in there. This is EIN for intake. So we're going to put this on the intake cam. Got our tool locked in on there. Teeth are lined up. Time to slide it on.
It's very important. Do not forget the washer. I like his little paint marker lines.
I know. So he can line them up with the coil packs.
Oh, what if these were numbered? That would be funny. We haven't spun it enough to see if they were numbered on the backside.
Yeah.
We should number those just to mess with it.
Okay. This is the plate here. If you can see, it's going to lock those tone rings in place and labeled in a foreign language I don't understand, but it only goes in one way. So it looks like I have it the correct way. First try.
So he says. So guys, the foreign language Rusty doesn't understand. Aus, exhaust. Ein, intake. Rechts is right in German. So that's the right side. Links is left in German. Aus will be exhaust. Ein, intake. So on the left side, the intake sits up. On the right side, the intake sits up. Now, if that was all in English, I wouldn't be able to read it. All right, guys, Rusty is snugging up our timing tool. And once this tool is locked in and you have your cams locked in the back, you can torque the cam phaser bolts to spec. Lock the old cams down.
Get these bad cams locked down.
Hey man, sometimes you got to ball on a budget.
This guy needs to get a CRV or something.
I think he does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I respect it.
He has a daily. It's like a CRV or I think a Prius or something.
Must be why I like him so much.
Yeah.
CRV gang.
Maybe I think it's a Honda swap Prius actually.
All right, now that we have those on there and timed, and Craig has gone away to leave us alone for a little bit, we can torque this bad boy. So we're going to start out at 45 Newton meters. So go ahead and do each of these to 45. And then it is a 90-degree turn. And boom, 90 degrees. So go ahead and torque that. And if you have to do multiple passes, that's okay. The torque wrench will calculate that for you. I think there's some apps on some phones. I've seen people like zip tie their phone to their ratchet to do the angles. However you gotta do it to make it work, to get the job done. Okay, we are all torqued up. So now we can take off all the locking tools and just reassemble and we're good to go. All right, and we can replace our squiggly gasket right here. And of course, I like to give it a nice little protective coating of dielectric grease. We're just gonna slide that back down in there. Be careful you don't pinch any wires. And I like to go touch them up. Just make sure they're tight by hand. Just make sure they all feel good. Don't want any leaks. All right. All set.
All right, guys, so we're gonna pull these gaskets out and put in some new ones. This one, you can tell is replaced. This one looks original just by how long they've been in there.
Yeah, it's been stained by the Amsoil on the side of here. You can see.
Need some liquid moly. There we go. There we go. Hold that. All right, guys, listen to this. And then when you're done with this, try to lasso Rusty with it. Oh,
nice.
I missed.
Nice oil.
Hold on, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I tried. I'll pop these old crusty guys off here. You can opt to throw them at Rusty or you can just set them on the table. Whatever one. But always keep them guessing. If you can, the best thing to do, if you're at this point and you're like getting ready to stop for lunch or stop for the night, just let these gaskets sit in the valve covers. Before you quit and take a break or whatever you're doing, go ahead and put these gaskets in the valve covers. Let them sit an hour, overnight, whatever amount of time, because it will help them get accustomed to being, this shape versus just throwing it in and throwing it right on the car. Nice and squishy, soft. How's that one to sit in there?
Seems like it's the correct gasket this time.
All right, and you do the same thing on this side. Throw that new gasket in there. And don't forget, check out our Instagram at ModernMastersAuto. Check out Liquid Moly at Liquid Moly. Check out me at Daddy AMG. I'll have to get that carved into here. You can catch Rusty on Instagram at baldy_locks. I'm just kidding. Alright guys, so now that we have everything secure on this side and we verified the customer didn't screw this side up too bad, we are ready to put this bad boy back together. Rusty's gonna clean little parts of the cylinder head so the gaskets seat nice, and let's get this thing back together. And what is Anthony doing over there? What do you got going on over here, Anthony?
So I did clean up the Silver's 507 wheels for you.
Oh,
so they
wow.
look a lot nicer.
So Anthony, can you tell me about these wheels?
Yeah, fun fact is that the silver wheels and the black wheels are actually different. So the silver wheels have this flat lip on here, where on the black wheels, I can show you on mine, where it actually has a double lip. So two different versions of wheels, and you can definitely tell if the silver wheels were painted black, if these are original black wheels. They are BBS and they were made in Italy, and they're very, very hard to find. The black ones are probably the rarer ones that you can find online and all that. So
I like it. They're super rare, super expensive, super clean from Anthony. So the price just went up. These are for sale. I did buy them from the customer. So if you guys want some badass Edition 507 C63 wheels for your C63, E63, or anything 5x112 that they'll fit on, hit me up at modernmastersauto@gmail.com. Look at the cool fronts here. Looking good. Looking good. I think they're more rare than the black ones just because I said that. So these are super rare and you guys should have them. Somebody hit me up, because I spent all my lunch money on them and I need that back. Do you want them, Anthony?
I could, but no, I'm good.
You don't want a spare set? You don't. Everybody, Anthony needs a spare set of wheels for his C63. Look at these. These would be the perfect winter wheel for your Edition 507 C63.
Would be if I would take it out in the winter. So.
Oh, I forgot. Well, they'll look good in the winter in the garage.
Maybe I can put on my E250.
That would look good.
Yeah.
I think I might have to throw them on there just so he's like, man, I should buy those. So maybe we'll do that. Look at these things.
All right, let's fire it up and see what we got. Nice and smooth, no cold start rattle anymore. That's one of the telltale signs that you need these plates is cold start. It will rattle and carry on, make a bunch of noise, but no more cold start rattle like it was when I drove it in. Clean car, clean wheels. Clean wheels that are, ka-chow. For sale by Craig. Buy the wheels, people.
All right, guys, well, if you like this Edition 507 C63 content, the carnage on the cams, how to rebuild those cam phaser plates, please give this video a big thumbs up.
Share with your friends.
And subscribe. And as always, leave a comment about my bald best friend, Rusty, in the comments. See you guys in the next one. It's getting late. Let's get this thing apart.
Did that guy call for his hoodie?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Dakota Carlson, we hope you like your hoodie. We hope you're out there wearing it. Send us a picture of you wearing it. I'll put it on our Instagram. And Anthony keeps making snide remarks to me about bluegrass music. I don't even like bluegrass music. Howdy, howdy. Testing, testing, audio, visuals, Rusty's forehead, Rusty's bald spot. Let's hear it. You put those on.
You can give me the last one.
All right. See you in the morning. I knew it. I told you. You wouldn't believe how many situations in life I've solved with glue.